It was a crisp evening in the heart of New York City, and the streets bustled with the usual mix of commuters, street performers, and the less fortunate seeking shelter or a helping hand. Among them was Daniel, a man in his mid-40s who sat on the sidewalk with a cardboard sign that read, "We'll work for food." His eyes, tired and sunken, told a story of hardship and resilience. For weeks, Daniel had been ignored by the endless sea of faces passing by. Daniel wasn't always in this position. Just 2 years ago, he was a respected office manager with a loving family. But when the company he worked for downsized, he was among the first to lose his job. One missed mortgage payment turned into 3, and before long, his home was gone. His wife, unable to cope with the stress, left with their young daughter. Now he found himself on the streets, clinging to memories of better days and hoping for a miracle. Not far away, a sleek Tesla slowed to a stop at a red light. Inside was none other than Elon Musk, the tech billionaire known for his ambitious ideas and unpredictable moves. Elon glanced out of the window, his gaze landing on Daniel. For a moment, their eyes met, and something about Daniel's expression struck a chord. Elon noticed the crumpled sign, the makeshift bedroll nearby, and the defeated slouch of a man who had clearly weathered storms few could imagine. As the light turned green, Elon made an impulsive decision. He turned into the next parking lot, got out of his car, and walked back toward Daniel. People on the street began to notice and whisper among themselves, wondering what a man of Elon's stature was doing. "Hi there," Elon said, crouching down to meet Daniel's gaze. "What's your story?" Startled but composed, Daniel looked up. "Lost my job, my house, and my family in the span of 2 years," he said. "I'm just trying to get back on my feet. But it feels like the world doesn't have any place for people like me anymore." Elon nodded thoughtfully, reached into his pocket, and pulled out a crisp stack of bills amounting to $10,000. "Here," he said, handing it over. "Use this to start turning things around." Daniel's hands trembled as he took the money. "Why me?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "You don't even know me." "Sometimes," Elon replied, "people just need a little push to get back on track." And with that, Elon walked away, leaving Daniel stunned and the small crowd of onlookers buzzing with curiosity. For several moments, Daniel sat there, staring at the money in disbelief. A wave of emotion surged through him. Shock, gratitude, and an overwhelming sense of responsibility. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. The sounds of the bustling city faded into the background as memories of his family flooded his mind. He thought about his daughter Emily, who used to run into his arms every evening when he came home from work. "This has to be the turning point," he whispered to himself. "I have to make this count." The next morning, Daniel woke up with renewed purpose. The sunlight streaming through the cracks of his temporary shelter felt warmer, more hopeful. He spent hours reflecting on his life, replaying Elon's words in his mind. Rather than spending the money on short-term comforts, he decided to invest it in something meaningful. "This is my chance," he thought to himself. "I can't waste it." He walked into a small diner he used to frequent before his life took a turn and approached the owner. The familiar smell of freshly brewed coffee and sizzling bacon brought back memories of better times. "I want to rent your diner for one night," Daniel said. "I want to host a dinner for the homeless community." The owner, touched by Daniel's determination, agreed and even offered to help. "I'll spread the word," he said. "We'll make this a night to remember." Word spread quickly, and within hours, volunteers and donations began pouring in. The local bakery provided fresh bread, a nearby grocery store donated vegetables, and a group of musicians offered to perform for free. A florist even donated bouquets to brighten the tables. It was as though the entire community was rallying behind Daniel's vision. That evening, the diner was transformed. Tables were set with care, adorned with candles and flowers. The aroma of freshly cooked meals filled the air, and the sounds of laughter and music created an atmosphere of hope and unity. Dozens of homeless individuals came, not just for the food but for the sense of community and dignity that Daniel's gesture provided. Among the guests was a woman named Clara, who hadn't had a warm meal in weeks. "This is more than just food," she said tearfully. "This is hope." Another man named Jim shared his story with Daniel. "I've been on the streets for 10 years, he said. "What you've done here, it's inspiring. Maybe it's time I try to turn things around too." Daniel listened to each story, humbled and encouraged. As he served plates of food, he realized that this dinner was about more than filling stomachs. It was about reigniting a sense of belonging and humanity in those who had been forgotten. Meanwhile, photos and videos of the event began circulating on social media. A volunteer had posted a short clip of Daniel serving plates of food with a smile, accompanied by the caption, "From homeless to giving hope, a man inspired by Elon Musk's generosity." The post went viral, garnering thousands of likes, shares, and comments. Among those who saw it was Elon Musk himself. Intrigued and impressed, Elon decided to visit the diner the following day. He wanted to see firsthand what Daniel had accomplished. When he arrived, Daniel was sweeping the floor, preparing to return the diner to its usual state. His posture was tired but content. "Daniel," Elon called out, walking in. Daniel looked up, surprised but grateful. "Mr. Musk, I didn't think I'd see you again." "I saw what you did," Elon said, extending a hand. "It's incredible. Most people would have used that money for themselves, but you chose to help others." Daniel shrugged modestly. "Your generosity gave me the chance to do something bigger than myself. It's the least I could do." Elon smiled. "How would you like a job?" "I think we could use someone like you, someone who knows what it means to persevere." Tears welled up in Daniel's eyes as he shook Ellen's hand. "I'd be honored," he said. The story quickly went viral, becoming a symbol of how a single act of kindness can create a ripple effect. News outlets picked up the story, and Daniel became a local hero. His journey inspired countless others to pay it forward, proving that even in the darkest of times, a little light can go a long way. 1 year later, Daniel was working as a community outreach coordinator at one of Elon Musk's companies, helping to create programs for the less fortunate. In an interview, he reflected on his journey. It's not just about receiving kindness. It's about what you do with it that defines who you are. Elon Musk, when asked about the event in a later interview, simply said, "Sometimes it's not about changing the world all at once. It's about changing one life and letting that life inspire others to do the same." Thank you for watching this inspiring story. If this video moved you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs a little hope today. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories that show how one small act of kindness can change lives. And remember, you have the power to make a difference too. See you in the next video.